Om Sri Sai Ram. Swami has performed countless leelas in the lives of devotees, most of which are available in the form of books or in the form of digital media. Swami has also enacted several leelas in lives of yogis, sadhus, and siddhapurushas to help them in their spiritual pursuit, in their realizing moksha. Some of them are available on print and digital media, while some are not available. In this effort, we are going to see one such story or account of Swami's Leela, in which Swami has guided a group of 12 people, 12 devotees, rather sadhakas, in them realizing the ultimate goal of moksha. He has asked them to go to Naranarayana Gufa in the Himalayas and perform penance. How Swami has guided them in this spiritual pursuit forms the nucleus of this story. The original was written by Swami Maheshwarananda, which was later translated by B.P. Mishra in English. What we are going to see in this audio book is the English translation. Without much ado, let's get into the Leelas. Sai Baba and Naranarayana Gufa. Preface. The account of Naranarayana Gufa Ashram in this booklet is based on the story of Swami Maheshwaranand, a photocopy of which was made available to me. The original story is in Hindi. When I read it through, I not only found it very compelling, but it also showed me one of Bhagavan's countless leelas on completely different level than we are used to. It was so revealing that it seemed selfish to me not to share the joy I took from the Hindi script myself. However, language has something very insidious, especially when it comes to conveying ideas and feelings from an author who has a subtle perception of spirituality. And this is even more true for someone like me who is a newcomer to this field. When I wondered whether I should take this on, I received an inner answer. The Lord gave me His gracious approval, and I got to work. To verify the reliability of the story, and also because I wanted to know if he had anything else to tell, I visited the author who lived in Prashantinilayam. He told me the following. Just before the feast of Dasara, I first came to Puttaparthi. That was in 1978. Like other visitors, I was packed with questions, but when I saw the Lord, I was immediately won over. In 1982, Swami ordered me to stay, and I have been here ever since. During my stay, I heard that a Mahatma was also visiting. He was from Janakpur, which is on the Indo-Nepalese border, and was accompanied by a young man of about 28 years old. Bhagavan called them in for an interview, and I was very curious about what Swami had said. The next day, I went to see the Mahatma and he informed me that Lord had asked him to observe strict asceticism. When I inquired about the young man accompanying him, he told me that it's very special because of Bhagavan was gifted. In a word, what the Mahatma revealed was fascinating. The young man belonged to a wealthy and prosperous family from Janakpur, and Baba loved him so much that, disguised as a mendicant monk, he asked his father to give his son to him in exchange for spiritual instruction. After graduating from mathematics, the young man left home and started living as sannyasi. In 1979 to 80, the young man came to Prasantanalayam a number of times so that I had the opportunity to meet him several times to exchange thoughts on spiritual subjects. When he visited Prasantanalayam again in 1982, Bhagavan requested to stay in the ashram for as long as he deems it necessary, which brought me closer to him. In 1983, he and a group of 10 others in Bangalore near Swami requested them they go to Prasantanalayam and wait there. Upon his return, Baba called 2 members of this group to whom another had joined. He materialized for them on that occasion a wonder part that the contents of which, by divine will, are inexhaustible, and asked them to go to the Himalayas to practice asceticism there. The wonder part is called Akshaya Patra in Sanskrit. The whole company then left for the Himalayas. Although we treated each other very confidentially, the young ascetic had not told me that Bhagavan had given them that miracle part. I learned this from another follower, a certain Sri Shyam Sundar from Hyderabad. But since the young man had said nothing to me, I had my doubts about this. In 1986, the young man, now in charge of the Gufa Ashram, came again to Prasantanalayam and, according to Baba's instructions, spent 3 months in the Ganesha dormitory. However, because he looked different, he was not recognized. When I approached him to find out a little about this inexhaustible part, he gave evasive answers. Then I prayed to Swami continuously for 3 days. On the 4th day, he unexpectedly came to me at 8 o'clock in the evening and told me a very detailed story that I recorded in its entirety. However, the further explanations are mine, and I only dared to write them down after Bhagavan inspired me. The story contains many Sanskrit terms related to the spiritual life. Their meaning is so subtle that no translation can do it justice, so I left them in its original form. It also contains a number of codes from Ramayana of Tulasidas. Although written in Roman script, the Hindi spelling is often maintained, but many words have also been spelled according to one of the many sister languages. Om Sri Sai Ram, B.P. Mishra. This concludes the preface part. Om Sri Sai Ram.